सुकेशाच भारद्वाजश्रेभ्यश्च सत्यकामः सौर्यायणी च गार्ग्यः कौसल्यश्चाश्वलायनः भार्गवो वैदर्भिः कबन्धी कात्यायनस्ते हैते ब्रह्मपरा ब्रह्मनिष्ठाः परं ब्रह्मान्वेषमाणा एषः वै तत्सर्वं वक्ष्यतीति तेह समित्पाणयो भगवन्तं पिप्पलादमुपसन्नाः तान् हस ऋषिरुवाच भूय एव तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया संवत्सरं संवत्स्यथ यथा कामं प्रश्नान् पृच्छथ यदि विज्ञास्यामः सर्वं भवो वक्ष्याम इति अथ कबन्धी कात्यायन उपेत्य पप्रच्छ भगवन् कुतो ह वा इमाः प्रजाः प्रजायन्त इति तस्मै स होवाच प्रजाकामो ह वै प्रजापतिः स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा समिथुनमुत्पादयते रयिं च प्राणं चेति एतौ मे बहुधा प्रजाः करिष्यत इति आदित्यो ह वै प्राणो रयिरेव चन्द्रमाः रयिर्वा एतत्सर्वं यन्मूर्तं चामूर्तं च तस्मान्मूर्तिरेव रयिः अथादित्य उदयन् यत्प्राचीं दिशं प्रविशति तेन प्राच्यान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते यद्दक्षिणं यत्प्रतीचिं यदुदीचिं यदधो यदूर्ध्वं यदन्तरादिशः यत्सर्वं प्रकाशयति तेन सर्वान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते स एष वैश्वानरो विश्वरूपप्राणोऽग्निरुदयते तदेतदृचाभ्युक्तम् विश्वरूपं हरिणं जातवेदसम्परायणं ज्योतिरेकं तपन्तम् सहस्ररश्मिः शतधा वर्तमानः प्राणः प्रजानामुदयत्येष सूर्यः
हरि ओम। नमस्कार। So we shall embark today on the study of the sacred text titled Prashnopanishad. Prashna plus Upanishad equals Prashnopanishad. So when you add the two words a plus u equals o. So Prashna plus Upanishad means Prashnopanishad. This Upanishad is a conversation between the Rishi, the Guru, the Master Pippalada, who have been approached by 6 seekers, 6 disciples. 6 questions asked by 6 disciples, and the Master answers those 6 questions. And the conversation between the Guru and the Shishya is the Upanishad. Typical to Vedic tradition, as we always understand, knowledge has always been delivered through a dialogue. Knowledge is never taught, it is always sought. So the onus is on the student. There is no responsibility on the teacher. The onus is on the student to draw the knowledge from the Guru. Otherwise, Guru has no business to teach. Guru has no business to give knowledge. Because by teaching unasked for, the knowledge loses its respect and value. So, one of the fundamental prerequisites any guru, more so in traditional times, today gurus are desperate for students and they will do anything to market themselves, they will do anything to advertise themselves, they will do anything to garner as many students into their fold. In the contrary, the Vedic times, the guru didn't bother at all. He got himself parked somewhere deep in the woods. He was not interested in even to impart this knowledge. And it's only meant for the student to come in search for this knowledge, come in search of a guru. And only to an adhikari, a truly qualified student, this knowledge, this precious sacred knowledge was imparted. This Upanishad appears in the Atharvana Veda. As you know, there are 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharvana Veda. This is said to be a Brahmana Upanishad. Brahmana Upanishad, giving you a brief introduction and overview. And Brahmana Upanishad are explanatory textbooks. Contrary to Mantropanishads, which are declarations, they are authoritative textbooks. They don't explain themselves. For example, Ishavasya Upanishad, Kenopanishad, some of them are Mantropanishads. And at later stage, they found that these terse cryptic texts could not be understood by the students. So these gurus explain themselves. So when a text is explained, it becomes a Brahmana Upanishad. When the text is stated as a matter of fact, very short text, for example, Ishavasya Upanishad has only got 18 mantras. So comparatively, the Prashnopanishad, if I'm not wrong, has got 67 mantras. So where is 67? Where is 18 mantras? So it's an explanatory, a Brahmana Upanishad. Now, those of you who have not got a general overview of an Upanishad, as I said, there are 4 Vedas. Each Veda has got 4 sections. The end section, the end portion of the Vedas contains the Upanishadic truths. And the Upanishads are the philosophical kernel of the Vedas. I repeat, every Veda can be divided into 4 sections. And the end section of the Veda contains the Upanishads. And the Upanishads give out the philosophical kernel, the essence of the Vedas. Just like Mahabharata runs into close to 100,000 verses. Out of the 100,000, 700 verses is the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita gives the philosophical kernel, the message, the quintessence of the Mahabharata, the text. Imagine the quintessence, the 700 verses are missing or not taught. I'm only talking about the story and the other characters who played that beautiful play of Mahabharata, who were involved in the Mahabharata. I'm only talking of those great men, but not talking of the philosophy. Similarly, if I talk of the other 3 parts of the Vedas, which are the Vedic rituals, which talks about the Karma Kanda, which talks about the various parables, various yajnas, the various worship forms of worship you can perform, but not talk of the Upanishads, is almost compromising the very essence of the Vedas. So rather than talking of the first 3 portions of the Vedas, we directly have embarked on the study of the Upanishads. Now, there are 286 Upanishads. Out of them, 108 are considered to be orthodox. Of the 108, 11 Upanishads are considered very, very important. There are 286. Out of them, 108 are orthodox. Of the 108, 11 are very, very important because these 11 chosen Upanishads were commented by the great three Acharyas. Shankaracharya, Acharya means a guru. Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, and Ramanujacharya. These three great stalwarts, they are authorities of Advaita, Dvaita, and the Vishishta Dvaita schools of thought. The three schools of thought have been propounded by these three acharyas, Shankara, Madhva, Ramanujacharyas. Since these three acharyas have chosen these 11 Upanishads, these 11 Upanishads have got a prominence, have got a precedence over the other 108 or 286. I'll just take a mention of the 11 Upanishads. There's nothing in order by just mentioning. The first is the Ishavasya Upanishad. I will go slowly. I know some of you are writing it down. The first is the Ishavasya Upanishad. Second is the Kena Upanishad. The third is Mundaka. The fourth is Mandukya, Mandukya. Mandukya. 5 is Brihadaranyaka, Brhadaryaka, Brihadaranyaka. The 6th is Chandokya, Chandokya, Chandokya. The 7th is Taitreya, Taitreya, Taitreya. The 8th is Aitreya, Aitreya, Aitreya. The 9th is the Kathopanishad, which we just concluded. The 10th is the Prashnopanishad. And the 11th is Sveshthavatara, Shetara. Repeat, Shetara. So these are the 11 Upanishads which stand out. And of these 11, this is the 6th Upanishad that we are studying of the 11. So we have already studied over the years the Isha, Kena. I think Kaivalya is the one which doesn't appear, which we have studied. Mundaka, Katho, and the Prashna. So of the 11, we have done 5. And Kaivalya is one Upanishad which doesn't come in this, but that we have studied. Yes, Sureshi?
There was a disturbance. After Kato, what are the next ones? I missed it because there was a cut in the internet. I don't know.
All right. The 10th one is Prashnopanishad.
Yeah.
And the 11th is Shveshthavatara. I spell that again for you.
Thank you.
Shvetash Vatara.
Thank you, Guruji.
Most welcome, sir. So the essence of the Vedas, as I've said, are the Upanishads. And these Upanishads were transmitted orally over the years. Since they were only heard through the tradition of the Guru Shishya, the Guru taught the student realized it, and he attained moksha. There was no scripture as such. Since it was heard only through transmission of voice, they are called Shruti. Shru is to hear. So Shruti are authorless, which are transmitted through generations of the Agami. Agami is the tradition of the Guru Shishya Parampara. So you don't have any textbooks to fall back on when they were spoken. They were given through authority and they had no authors. So by most of the time, you don't know who authored these textbooks. Now, as a part of the introduction, the last part is the very word Upanishad. It's staggering. The very word Upanishad means something very meaningful. So the whole Upanishad, the word, can be split into three halves. Upa, Ni, Shad. Upa, Ni, Shad. Upa means to be very near a teacher. So the first protocol of Upanishad we are violating. All of you are far away, very far away. Some of you are far, far away in some Lala land. I don't know which land you are. So first protocol, first requirement of an Upanishad is being violated. So Upanishad is to sit very near a teacher. And why should you sit near a teacher? Is because it gives you that receptivity. When you're very near to somebody, your receptacles are tuned in. It triggers your receptivity. Second, Ni is you sit below a teacher. So the traditional setting is a teacher is kept at a pedestal and the student sits at a lower pedestal. So when you sit below, you have to look up. So when you look up to a teacher, look up to a guru, you develop an attitude of devotion. Like in English language, you say, look up to God. You look up to your seniors. You look up to your guru, etc. So that attitude of devotion is instilled when you place a guru at a higher pedestal. That is symbolized by Ni. And the last word, Shad. Upa, Ni, Shad. Shad means to sit. So when you sit at a when you sit, what does it mean? When you are sitting, it develops a quality of introvertedness. When you are walking, I hope nobody is listening to me on their morning walk. That will be the second quality you will be violating. Please don't, at least for Upanishad class, please don't listen to the class, live class, while I'm walking or cycling or jogging. You must be seated in a conducive environment. When you're sitting means you're introverted. On the contrary, when you are extroverted, you're using your organs of action. One of the organs of action are your limbs. So when you are in contact with the world, when you're being extroverted, you're unfit to receive this Upanishadic knowledge, or for that matter, any knowledge. So you need to be introverted in order to receive this knowledge. So the three qualities required to receive the Upanishad, Upa is to sit near, is to have that receptivity. You must be devoted, you must be introverted. So Upanishad means receptive, devoted, and introverted text. And these are the qualities required by the teacher and the student. To the extent the teacher and the student have these qualities, to that extent there will be justice done to the text. So we will start with the invocation. Those of you may have noticed that the Upanishad. Okay, there's a clarification, Ramji. Yes, sir. Yes, Ramji.
Hariom, sir.
Hariom, sir.
Just a question. What is Vedanta? Is Upanishad a part of Vedanta?
So the word Vedanta is derived from the word which we have actually explained the concept. The end portion of the Vedas
Vedanta
are the Upanishads. Vedanta, Veda plus Anta. Veda is the knowledge. Anta is the end portion of the Vedas, or for that matter, Vedanta is giving the highest knowledge contained in the Upanishads or the Vedas. So Vedanta is the highest knowledge ever known to mankind. So the very word Vedanta, if it's split, Veda plus Anta, so which is referring to the Upanishadic truths.
So basically Upanishads only. Or is there anything else in Vedanta?
So Vedanta is the philosophy of life.
Okay.
And the Vedas are the authority on that. None can surpass it because this is the very authority. And Vedanta gives the very essence of that. So if somebody is teaching Vedanta, which we have been doing, we are teaching Vedanta through these textbooks. I might teach Bhajagovindam, I may teach any Upanishad, I may pick up the Gita, or I may give a general talk. What am I teaching? I'm teaching pure Vedanta. So the unadulterated knowledge in its purest form is Vedanta. Without the element of rituals and other parts of the Vedas. Many institutions today who teach Vedanta, they have a heavy element of rituals in them. But to a large extent, how this institution or how we are upholding is the ritualistic aspect is at the very minimal or hardly any rituals.
Yeah.
So to that extent, we are not losing our focus. And that's where this institution will always have a challenge to draw support, to gain momentum. It will take time because it's easier to follow the other three parts of the Vedas. The moment you throw in rituals, you will find people are more drawn to it. You perform yajnas, you perform rituals, all the puja, karyakramam. And teach Vedanta, you will have a robust following because they're all attracted to that aspect. But I have come from an institution where I have been groomed, where I've got introduced to Vedanta in its purest form. But to some extent, I have introduced For example, come next month, we will be celebrating an event where we will be performing this Vedic ritual, Homam. So here and there we have the ritualistic aspect, but predominantly it's pure Vedanta, pure knowledge. Okay, sir. Thank you. Sureshji.
Since Vedanta refers to the end portion of the Vedas, can we say that an exponent of Vedanta takes the quintessence from all the Upanishads and then, as an exponent of Vedanta, gives you that quintessence in its purest form? For example, Swami Parsardi has written this book, Vedanta Treatise. So can we say he has taken the quintessence from the end portion of all the Vedas and given us in the form of a treatise? Therefore, Vedanta refers therefore to the last portion of all the Vedas, and an exponent of Vedanta will give you that quintessence, thereby giving you the distilled essence of all the Upanishads. Would I be right in saying this?
Yes, absolutely. But to understand that, you don't have to study all the 286 Upanishads or 108 Upanishads or 11 Upanishads. Because the essence of one Upanishad is the essence of all 286 Upanishads. Each Upanishad comes with each flavor of its own master, but the essence remains the same. So it is a beautiful exposition of the philosophy contained in the Vedas at large. But even one Upanishad gives out the same essence.
So those who do not have the privilege of going through and participating in this journey of all the 11 Upanishads, they can read a book like Vedanta Treatise and, be satisfied with that, I suppose.
No, you can. I would strongly recommend that. There's no doubt about it.
Nevertheless, each journey of each of these 11 is so fascinating, is so fulfilling that, that journey must be undertaken.
No, we undertake a journey, not for the sake of the journey, but to get to the destination. And the journey is only a means to get us to that goal of self-realization.
Maybe this is a case where the journey is as beautiful as the destination.
Oh, always is. We wouldn't want to go through torture in the journey, only hopefully reach the destination, enjoy the destination. Like when you're traveling, if you want to you're traveling to a destination, you wouldn't book yourself in a cargo flight. Okay, I'll book a cargo flight and go there because destination is the same. No, you will still want to say, if I can upgrade myself to a business class or a first class, why not? Because I want to enjoy that experience. You may say so, rather than going in a cargo plane. So when we embark on this, we do pray to all the gurus for the grace of the rishis be with us so that we get the essence of this study of the Upanishad. Okay, so we will get on with the first, which is the invocation. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः Swasti nastarksho arishthanemihi. Swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Once again. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaah. Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraah. Sthirairangai Istuštuvang Sasthanubhi. Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah. Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah. Swasti nastarksho arishthanemihi. Swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may we hear auspicious with our ears. Bhadram karnebhi shrunuyama devaah. Bhadram means auspicious. Karnebhi with our ears. Shrunuyama. May we hear the auspicious with our ears, O gods, devaah. May we behold the auspicious with our eyes. Bhadram pashyema akshabhi. Akshabhi means eyes. Pashyema with our eyes. Jajatraha, O worshipful ones. May we live the God-given span of life. Devahitam. Devahitam means something which has been allotted by the Lord, God-given, with firm limbs and bodies. Sthirairangaihi. Sthiraihi is firm. Lingai, angaihi, limbs. Sthirai angaihi. Doing what? Tushtuvam. Singing your praises. You can live a long span of life doing all atrocious things. No, he says, singing your praises. May the traditionally glorified Indra bless us. May the all-knowing sun, Vishwavedaha, Pushaha means the sun, Vishwavedaha, the all-knowing sun bless us. May Vayu protect us from harm and bless us. May Brihaspati bless us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Every text has its own invocatory prayer. And this Upanishad has its own invocatory prayer. Traditionally, an invocatory prayer is chanted both by the teacher and the taught. The student and the guru both chant the invocatory prayer. Now, what is the purpose of an invocatory prayer? First purpose the invocatory prayer does is it breaks the routine monotony of the terrestrial mundane activity that you are engaged in. For most of us, if not some of us, some of you coming from other part of the world, perhaps some of you are from US, I know that. It is perhaps activity end of the day. Most of us in this part of the world, it's the first thing that we are doing today. Imagine if you already spent the whole day. What have you been doing all through? You have been engaging yourself in all the worldly transactions. All the transactions are terrestrial, mundane. And this invocation is chanted before the text starts It breaks the monotony. So when you chant the invocation, it sort of gives you a jerk. It's like it gives you, you put a sudden break. It gives you a jolt to say, to alert you that the activity that you're going to get into is not yet another mundane terrestrial activity. So it sorts of it breaks the monotony to alert you for what is yet to come. Point one. Secondly, it also tunes in the receptacles which are necessary for you to be receptive or receive the knowledge. What are the receptacles? Ramitama, what are the receptacles that you need?
Hariom Guruji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the receptacles that we would need to receive the knowledge, Guruji, would be, of course, our ears, the ability to hear at the most basic level, but also I believe the intellect would be very important to be able to discern, to be able to grasp, to be able to comprehend, to be able to follow.
You have given me rightly one.
Okay,
What's the other one?
Uh, so it's hearing. Is it the right one? Is the hearing or
The second one.
the
See,
intellect?
the
Okay.
ears is just obviously if you are deaf, there's nothing that can be, you can't.
Right.
It rules out that
Right.
that communication because that tool is not there. But the real tools of receptivity, one is the head, another is the heart.
Ah, yes, of course. How could I not have thought of that?
Not at all,
Yes.
not. But you got it right. The receptacles to receive the knowledge is the head and the heart. So how does the invocation tune the receptacles? It calms the heart, it alerts and sharpens the intellect.
Yes, Guruji. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful, actually. In just that very short few lines, it is so profound. Because you're so right, it puts a break to all of those mundane activities and thoughts and actions that we have to perform from day to day. And, we kind of get so, involved and dragged into those little things that we forget. We forget. And we have to be able to, I think, as you say, this is like a threshold for us. When we are going to attune ourselves, prepare ourselves for this very important and philosophical activities, thoughts, and engagement, there has to be that threshold or portal for us to be able to transit from that daily activities that are so mundane into this very profound spiritual mindset. So important, I think.
Very
Guruji.
important. Because rightly said, so the worldly transactions, what do? They agitate your mind. Mother problem, mother-in-law problem, neighbor problem, summer problem, weather problem, work problem, health problem, uh, stress problem. Everything is a problem. The worldly transactions are going to be a challenge for you. And what does it do to you? The wear and tear of the receptacles, they are not in their optimum state. Mind is agitated because of all these problems, a burden, financial problem, there can be many problems. And the intellect is caught up in this quagmire of these perceptions or these emotions, all these activities. So how can such a mind and intellect receive this knowledge? It cannot, unfit. So just to strike a difference that, okay, I'm sitting once a week, or whenever I'm sitting, it's important that you do your prayer, even on your own study. It's recommended before you do your study, you chant the invocation so that it is not just another activity of the day. It is a very auspicious activity. an activity of the highest order, and it needs to be accorded with due respect and due preparation. So the mere chant itself prepares me for that, for what's to come, which is the highest truth.
So true, Guruji. And actually, I really appreciate what you were saying earlier also about the need to be, even in our physical form, we have to be prepared in the way that we sit, the way that we look up to you. I mean, it's so beautiful because it is actually so symbolic of our respect and, looking up to you and to the knowledge that we are garnering from you. And I really regret that we are not able to do that. To be close to you, I'm not able to do that. But I really appreciate the beauty of it all.
Very soon you can do it. You should
In
come
my
down,
heart,
visit
I'm very
us.
close. In
I
my
know,
heart, I'm close to you all.
I know,
Yeah,
I know. But you should also take that journey to come and be a part of the satsangs here. Look
I
forward to
hope so,
having you.
Guruji. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.
So the purpose, as we said, it breaks the monotony, it attunes your head and heart. It's chanted by the student and the teacher. So it is necessary for all those who are participating in the transaction of this knowledge. Now, traditionally, any Upanishad or any text for that matter, even when the text starts, you will see invocation also starts with Om. Om is the first syllable that is chanted before the invocation or before the chapter, before the text starts. Why is it so? Om is the subtlest symbol, the highest idol representing Brahman. Om represents Brahman, and it is the highest and the subtlest idol representing Brahman. So when Om is chanted before any text, it's almost as if we are catering to the highest bracket of students. You've got to visualize this. Imagine there are a bunch of students in a classroom, and before the text starts, as I've said, the Guru will chant Om. The moment the Guru chanted Om, literally one or two students from the gathering would have got up and walked out. Sir, what are you saying? The Guru has not even started the text, and a couple of them have walked out. As of now, there are 31 people. Please don't exit. Sir, I also will walk out of this classroom. Don't have to walk out. Please hold on. Now I want to ask, why do you think one or two would have walked up and got up and walked out of the class of a traditional setting? Any idea, Harish? Very feeble.
Is it better now?
You could speak a little louder.
Is it better now, Guruji?
Slightly, but I don't know about others. It is a little low for me. Is it the same for you all? Yeah, it's low for everybody. If you could, yeah.
Guruji, how about now?
You're sitting next to me.
Okay, perfect.
Hmm.
From what I gather, they would get up and walk away, Guruji, is perhaps they don't understand, or they find it too difficult, or they don't understand the text, or they find it too difficult and they don't have the patience to sit through it.
Harish, the Guru has not even started the text.
Oh,
Even
okay.
before the text, he just chanted the mantra Om, and a couple of them walked out.
No, I don't know the reason for that, Guruji.
I'm glad you accept your ignorance. Otherwise, we will be making a mockery of those students. We should not. I appreciate that, Harish. Let's hear from Setuji. It's interesting when you know the reason. It's staggering how the whole setup was. Yes, Setuji.
They will be Dvaitas. They are followers of Vishnu only.
Sir, all that Vishnu and Shiva came later on. We are talking of the very origin of this knowledge. There were no, sir, even in fact, the text also in the first Prashna talks of these students were well established in Apara Brahman. Lower Brahman means worshipping of the gods, but they have left that behind and they've come to the Guru to learn Para Brahman, the higher knowledge. So we are talking, so you got to visualize here we're talking of a highly qualified Guru, a self-realized master, and the students are a very high level caliber. So it's an Upanishadic setup. It's a very extraordinary backdrop we are talking about. From what I have said, what is Om? What did you gather from the word Om? Om is subtlest idol of Brahman, right? Subtlest symbol of Brahman. Now, the moment the Om was chanted, so that style of the scriptures or style of the Upanishads is they catered to the highest order of students first. They cater to the highest order of students. So let's say they have 10 students, which is a very high number for an Upanishad, because whole Kathopanishad was between Nachiketa and Lord. You have only one student. But imagine a bunch of 10 students. Couple of them get up and walk out because they have got the answer. The story goes, the moment the master chanted the mantra Om, they have realized the self. They got moksha. They don't need any more knowledge. They don't need any more thing. They walked out. They have become masters. They walked out from the classroom. So that little push, that little prop, that little reminder was required for them to realize. That means that was their level of realization, that the mere chant of the mantra Om, if it is done with utmost preparation in the right bhavana, it can give you moksha the moment you chant the mantra Om.
They are like gunpowder. We are wet wood.
Correct, sir. Wet wood versus gunpowder. It will blow up. So that last push was required by the master, and they've never heard that Om. And the moment the master chanted the mantra Om, they've realized. And then comes the invocation. After the invocation, one or two students would have got up and walked out. Don't take it literally. It's not disrespect to the master. It tells the order of hierarchy is the highest student was catered first. They didn't want to delay their realization.
They are on the verge of realization. They are with just dropping the pole.
Absolutely. They are hanging on to the pole, the last stage. They drop it and they cross the bar. So the master didn't want to do injustice by delaying their realization. So that is the potency of the text. That is the potency of these mantras. By the way, remember, even when we all reach that final stage of realization, while you're meditating, you will be chanting the mantra Om. The last thing that drops is that the mantra Om will drop. So it is the last thing that goes. So it is the highest symbol of Brahman. Vedanta also is a symbol of Brahman, no? Vedanta also is a text talking about Brahman. So Om is the subtlest prop. Thanks, Setuji. Now, when you read the chant is invoking blessings of gods which represent the different aspects of the personality. Everything is divinized by gods, as we understand. So we are invoking these gods to seek their blessings. And that's what is captured in the invocation. So the first he says, I'll quickly go through the the invocation. First he says, may we hear auspicious. May we hear and see that which is auspicious. Now, hearing and seeing are only talking of two organs of perception, but you can take it collectively. Why would you want to take first thing is hearing and seeing? You need to hear and see things which are auspicious. Why? Because the intake of raw materials is the first step of any process of life. The world enters into you through the organs of perception, and that which you receive must be of the most auspicious order. And the word for that is satsang. We are in, what is satsang? Sang is company. Sat is that which is beneficial, instrumental for your transformation. So any input that is transformational is called satsang. So may we hear Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha. Your hair stands on end when you chant this mantra. It's very potent, one of the most potent invocatory prayers. So may we hear, not just for the satsang, throughout the day, may we hear only auspicious, may we only see auspicious. Opposite of this is, opposite of satsang is, you're all the time entertaining yourself by the negativity of others, by shortcomings of others, by imperfections of others, where others are wrong. Why are you wasting your time by giving something inauspicious? If I talk negative about you, it is inauspicious for me. Why am I wasting my time? What wrong Trump is doing? What wrong that government is doing? What wrong this fellow is doing? As if, am I doing everything correct? But if I can ensure that I only hear all that which is good of the world, I can receive input is of the highest order, means all positivity. Your transformation begins there. But if I start with the negativity of others, finished. That is, I am not in the right environment for my growth. So satsang is to take in the best input. May we hear only auspicious. May we see only auspicious. Now, and then he says, may we live a God-given span of life with firm limbs and bodies. Technically speaking, there's something wrong in the statement, but there's nothing wrong. Technically, if I have to clarify this, what is it that needs clarification there? May we live a God-given span of life. What's the clarification there? Nothing wrong with that statement, but we need to clarify. Arunama.
Hari Om Guruji.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Okay.
It's good to see some lovely smile faces. I don't know why you don't put on your video. I'm sure everybody will agree in the class. Huh? See,
Then you'll keep on catching me more often.
Yeah, I can catch you whether you put on your video or not. Don't worry.
Okay.
Now, how long have you known me? How long
Yeah.
you known me? How long now? More than 20 years you've known me? Even now
Yeah.
you're afraid of me, is it? In fact, Arunama, they were one of my first students in Malaysia in
Thank you.
2003. 2003, when I was started teaching, they and Dr. Sri and the family. So all this while you've known me, and still there is that no trust in me, ma. I'm very disappointed.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What is that? What is it that you understand from this? May we live a God-given span of life.
What I understood is, as long as we live, meaning our lifetime, during the course of our lifetime, may we have good health so that we can focus on the right activities,
Mm-hmm.
the higher activities, auspicious activities.
Correct. Because as the statement says, it continues to say, with firm bodies and limbs, singing the praises, singing your praises.
Yeah.
All that is quite straightforward.
Okay.
But if you are a Vedantic student, how would you understand this maybe given God-given span of life?
Not really able to understand. Maybe is it asking for the blessings of the divine? Not too sure, Guruji. Can't get to that part. Just thinking.
No issue.
Yeah.
Right. That's where, see, rest of it is quite obvious. I want to keep my limbs strong for what? Only to sing your praises. I have to keep myself fit so that I can be in the journey. In that sense, you can say so. All right. Vasantama has, you're not closing your camera, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Vasantama.
I don't know. See, we all have a lifespan as long as our prarabdha vasanas are there. It's not God given, it's you who have decided your lifespan.
Who's you?
The person, the individual.
So if I decide I want to live one.
No, not the decision part.
Ah,
Not that.
I'm only clarifying what you're saying.
The thing I told earlier, Guruji, vasanas, the prarabdha vasanas, as long as it's there, you have created all those vasanas.
Correct. So
I mean, not you.
When I clarify like this, then you will be able to quickly explain further. Perfect. So God has no connection with the span of life, isn't it? So when he says God-given span of life, you can't take that statement literally that God is responsible for your life and its longevity. No, God-given span of life God doesn't determine the longevity, the span of life.
Maybe he enables what you have.
You can interpret the God-given span means God is responsible for everything. But what determines the span of life is the vasanas. So the longevity is determined rightly by the prarabdha vasanas. How long you live is actually determined at birth itself. How long I'm going to live? Sadly, we don't know.
Mystery.
Okay. Right. Perfect. Wonderful. That's what was the point I wanted to clarify, Arunama. So when you say we may mistake it, so just to make sure we don't mistake it, I had to clarify that part. Okay. Yes, Seduji.
I want to add this prarabdha karmas, we have to exhaust ourselves by experience. So the longevity is unknown. We have to exhaust. So it can be any amount of time based on the karmas.
Like, recently I heard I think Supreme Court was the first order they have given recently, right? There was a young man who was given, what is that called? What is the medical term?
was in coma for more than 12
Correct.
years.
What is that called, Ramji?
Euthanasia.
Huh?
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia, right?
Yeah, euthanasia.
Euthanasia. So it's the first case the Supreme Court has given order that euthanasia is you end life, because it's like almost like killing, but you need legally you cannot supposed to do that, because this young man, he fell apparently from a building on the 4th floor. For the last 13 years he's been in coma.
In a government hospital, All India Institute of Medical.
Yeah, so in a government hospital this person is being treated. Now how do you explain this, sir?
Or you can decide yourself, sir.
13, no, sir. 13 years, I'm just trying to clarify. 13 years he has been like a vegetable, yes, still has life. So 13 years of his life, he has his prarabdha vasanas are manifesting that he will remain as a vegetable. This also is prarabdha vasanas. Otherwise, the end has not come to him yet, right? Until that moment comes. Isn't it, Ramji?
Yes, sir.
We have no control.
When some people die in a second out of a heart attack, and when some people lie on the bed for 10 years before dying, so what is the difference between the two? That is what is the result of your the process of exhausting the vasanas, the prarabdha vasanas. So I think that becomes very clear. That's why none of us know how the end will be for us, because it is not. Of course, now there is some Supreme Court has allowed what is called the life will. You can write a life will, in which you can say that if I am in that position, my life can be terminated. But if that gets terminated like that, that also must be a part of the vasanas, right? So eventually everything will roll back to the vasanas.
Even if sir, I've had a case, 1 or 2 cases, sir. No, only one case, I would say. A very close student who was very devoted. I'll not even tell where. She came to our home once and she told, Guruji, I have tried to commit suicide twice. She was saved. Obviously, she's narrating her past 2 attempts of committing suicide. You want to end your life, yet end doesn't come. Why? You can't beat the prarabdha vasanas. What determines life is vasanas. So vasana is very subtle. It controls our life. So if I were to take a knife and slit my wrist and I'll bleed to death, she did that. She slit her and she showed me the mark. See, this is the mark. I slit my wrist and then she went about opening up her life, why she did all that. But I would not know. I did not know about that. So even you want to commit suicide, you may not die. You may survive. There are some rare experiences. You could be the lone survivor in a flight crash. That fellow walks out recently, was it not recently, sir? When I think in Ahmedabad, right? Was it Ahmedabad?
Yeah, 11A seat number.
Okay, you don't know the seat number also. That guy from the flight that crashed, everybody didn't come out, but this person walks out unscathed, not a scratch on his body. It's a miracle. Amazing. We don't understand it, but all we need to understand, life is defined by the prarabdha vasanas, and only prarabdha vasanas. The only difference is prarabdha vasanas, just to mention, are the vasanas you're born with. So when you're born with those vasanas and they determine the lifespan. It could be 20, 30, 40, it could be 6 months, it could be in the womb also. One could be stillborn. It's possible. Or you can live 100 years. It determines on prarabdha vasanas. Okay? Thanks, Ramji. Right. So singing your praises means leading a spiritual life. I want to live the life I have, use the opportunity of this life to glorify the higher, to lead a spiritual life. A firm limbs and body, the need to keep the body fit, the need to keep the body in proper condition. Those people who neglect the body are called tamasic. Tamasic people neglect their body. 9 out of 10 cases, you see these pujaris or these people in the spiritual field are all, they're physically unfit. Like sometimes we see even in the police department also, and well, big tummy he has got. What police he will chase if thief is coming? Where will that fellow run? If unfit fellow you are, what are you going to protect us? So physically you must be. If you are disregarding your body, indulging in the senses, tamasic. Rajasic is you're worshipping the body. You are piercing yourself, you're tattooing yourself, you are, unnecessarily too much attention to the body. That kind of worshipping the body is known as rajas. But to keep yourself conscious of the imperfections at the physical level, to keep the body strong and fit, so that it serves me in the journey to praise the Lord, is sattva. स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्थनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः. Devahitam ayuhu, the span of life. Devahitam, allotted by the Lord, means the vasanas. Okay. And then he says, Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. We are trying to take care of the disturbances. He says, may the traditionally glorified Indra bless us. May the all-knowing sun bless us. May Vayu. Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. Indra bless us. Indra represents the mind. What is mind blessing us? Your mental state is determined by how healthy your mind is. Your physical health is determined by how healthy your mind is. So it is the mind that keeps your life going. So we are praying the mind to support our efforts. I want to do this, but the mind is not cooperating. Many a time that's a challenge, right? I want to do this, but mind is not supporting. Mind is running helter-skelter. Mind has got its own preoccupations. So Indra, mind, a disturbed mind becomes an impediment. Now, why does he say traditionally glorified Indra? Because traditionally, mind is responsible for everything that happens. Relatively ancient and famous. Mind is the lord of the senses. Therefore, it's the lord of gods. Lord of gods is Indra. Gods represent senses, and lord of the senses is the mind. So Indra is the mind. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Vishwaveda, the sun, Pushan, is all knowing. So glorifying the sun god, which dispels darkness. May Vayu, protector from harm, bless us. Vayu represents the pranas. Of the pranas, it is the vital air sheath, pranamaya kosha. So where there is Vayu, wind, it saves us from harm. Raghu, wherever you're sitting, is there a window?
Yes, Guruji.
There is a window, no? Imagine there was no window. What will happen?
There will be no sunlight coming through.
Now sunlight coming, huh?
No, that's what I. If there is no window, it will be dark. Guruji.
The wind, the air, if there is no circulation of air, what will happen, Raghu? The whole place becomes stuffy. It
Yeah.
becomes, it becomes foul, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you open up the window. When there is air circulation, that space is usable. So Vayu, wind god, is praised, is worshipped so that the obstacles of impurity are cleansed. Even sometimes they say the wound will heal better if you just leave it exposed to the elements because of the wind, extending the same thing. You're told, though you're breathing 24 hours a day, 10 minutes, 20 minutes in a day, do pranayama. What is pranayama? Conscious breathing. When you do that conscious breathing, it revitalizes, it gives vitality to the body. Diseases are conquered with breath, isn't it?
Yes,
Therefore,
Guruji.
we are good, sir. Good to see you also.
Yes, sir. I didn't come into the class, but my camera is not on.
I know. I'm only appreciating, acknowledging you putting on the video and holding on to it the whole class. Otherwise, you may appear and disappear very quickly. So don't disappear, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you. So Vayu is being worshipped so that all obstacles, all disturbances that could come are healed. Hmm? And then he says, may Brihaspati bless us. What does Brihaspati symbolize? Anybody? Any guess? Brihaspati is the teacher of the gods in the heaven, just for you, for information. Brihaspati is said to be the teacher of the gods in the heavens. So we are also seeking his blessing. So what could be the symbolic representation here? Brihaspati symbolizes the subtle intellect. So we are seeking the support of the subtle intellect. So if you take the entire invocatory prayer, it is seeking blessings, seeking support, so that all the nerves of the teacher and the student are settled. The teacher and the student both have settled down. The teacher is eager to teach. The student has an ardent desire to learn. And this perfect combination of an ideal setup prepares the Upanishadic study. Now, I think Soumyama asked earlier, why is the Om or peace chanted thrice after every invocation? Why is it chanted? Is the three obstacles or the three disturbances that could come and interfere in this journey. First, Shanti is always chanted aloud. So first Shanti is Shanti. The second is midway, Shanti. And the last Shanti is almost chanted in whispers, Shanti. So the first Shanti is chanted aloud to address the cosmic disturbances. So you're almost telling all the cosmic disturbances. They could be thundering, they could be lightning, they could be weather which could not permit for us to honor this transaction of being with the Guru. May they not be disturbing. In the modern context, any bomb falling on you, it's possible you and I are safe where we are sitting. In some parts of the world, they are worried who is going to bomb me where, which. That day somebody told me the bomb fell opposite building. A few meters away, the bomb fell. Yesterday, somebody was telling us in the Middle East, Dubai, it fell opposite building. Imagine it fell in our building. So we are praying that there should not be any cosmic disturbances known as Adi Daivikam. Second chanting is told midway to mean all the external disturbance. Adi Bhautikam. External disturbances is, sometimes I see, while you are sitting in the class, you get up because the maid is coming and sweeping. She says maid also comes and mops. So in between the class, the maid is coming a disturbance to you. You can tell the maid, please don't come for this day. At least don't mop around me. Don't, there can be neighbor making some noise, or your phone making noise. No disturbance in modern sense. And lastly, adhyatmikam, the internal disturbances. May my receptacles cooperate in this endeavor. May my body also should not be an impediment. Imagine you're having an upset tummy. You can't be sitting with the Guru and listening all the time. Your physical body is not in good space. Your mind and intellect not good space. So the three chants are Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, to say all this disturbance. You all please cooperate because I have embarked on such an extraordinary, auspicious journey to invoke Brahman within me. May you all cooperate. So when you chant this invocation with the right intent and bhavana, believe me, it has extraordinary impact in preparing you for the spiritual study or the scriptural study. And none greater than this specific invocatory prayer. So when we come back in the next satsang, we will plunge right into the text with the first student asking the question. As I said, it is 6 questions by 6 students spread out into 67 mantras. And the first section, we will start the next satsang. Yes, sir.
Just 2 small things, Guruji. In the context of praying to Brihaspati or the subtle intellect, just a thought that our vehicle to reach the higher realms is intuition and not intelligence. Therefore, maybe we are praying that let my faculty be of intuition be at its peak. Just a thought.
What is intuition, sir?
Intuition is something which emerges from within and tells you, like Winston Churchill usually would take a particular back door of his car, but that one day he took the other back door and there was an assassination attempt, So something which tells you this is what you must be doing. Maybe it is the subtle intellect.
Sir, I can't come to putting subtle intellect to intuition. So you may have intuition
Okay. Yeah,
of
I agree.
certain worldly transactions,
Yeah.
you know, but subtle intellect is the only aspect of your personality when you're thinking of the transcendental alone. You engage intellect where you have certain intuitive. So even in your practice, you may have certain intuition. The moment something comes to you, intuitively, your intellect is able to see beyond the obvious because of
So
your wisdom.
intuition, therefore, is a part of the intellect, is what we are saying.
Part of gross intellect.
Okay. Okay.
But not subtle intellect.
Yeah.
Subtle
So this was
intellect,
one thing.
yeah.
This was one thing. Secondly, in the context of this war going on and our Upanishadic study in our own world, there is a beautiful thought of this jurist called Nani Palkiwala, which I'm very, very tempted to share. He says, the East bowed before the blast in patient, deep disdain. She let the thundering legions past and plunged in thought again.
So this will be another Upanishadic study, sir. Looks very profound and poetic.
So beautiful. She let the thundering legions past and plunged in thought again. The eternities.
Well said. Well said. Okay, sir. Thank you. We will have to conclude. We'll come back. Namada Namidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.